What's up, guys, and welcome to the One Realm. As always, I'm your host, Diggle Call, and alongside Thomas.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Yeah, and we're only
Yeah, fuck this one up this time.
yeah, and we're what 4 days out from MK11.
Yes,
Four
four.
4 days out, and I was looking at I
Well, four
think
for
that
you and 3 and 3/4 for me.
yeah, pretty much more or less right there. Because I was looking at on Instagram. I think NetherRealm Studios released the exact timetables for when the game's going to come out in each country, and I think that it does technically come out a little bit later for me. So that's a shame, I guess, for me. But at the same time, it's probably the same anyway. Because
America.
yeah, it's what it is. America gets all the good stuff first, except for Avengers. So I won't complain too much. I do get to watch that the 24th, so I'm gonna try to spoil it for anybody listening to this podcast. I'm not actually being serious now, but regardless, MKX. I think technically it's probably not too big of a deal because by the time you'll be
MKX.
playing it, I should be. I mean, not MKLX. Fuck MKLX X at this point. I think that by the time you're playing it, I should also be playing MK11 by the time I get home from Milan. The disc should be here, and if it's not, I'm gonna send Amazon a very strongly worded email, pissed off because I want to play MK11 as soon as I get home and beat your ass as soon
As
as
soon as you
possible.
say send, the game comes to your house.
If
Once
Liu
the
Kang
gentleman
shows
is
up,
just
man,
enough.
yeah, it's not gonna be pretty. Fuck Liu Kang.
I mean, you're going to your ass kicked. Okay.
If you say so, man, I have some plans for you. I've been studying your strategy.
No, I'm talking about Liu Kang.
Oh, Liu Kang? Nah, there's no fear of Liu Kang. There's no fear at all. I got no fear of that dude. I have plans. Let's put it that way.
And what do you mean you've been studying? You played with me once.
Yeah, but I saw your weaknesses. I saw your weaknesses. It's all pretty clear to me right
I
now.
still beat you, though.
Nah, you got lucky though. You see, here's the thing. Here's my thing.
You
All right?
beat me when we did random select.
Yeah, that's the way it works though, right?
No.
That makes me better.
I mean,
And there's basically no way either one of us can agree. The only way is to record the damn footage and play once the game comes out. So that's pretty
oh,
much
no
the
way,
only
I
solution.
haven't heard that plan.
No, don't you worry, man. I've been waiting for this for quite a while now. I've been punching ham. I don't even mean beating off pretty often right now to get myself into shape to beat your ass as well as possible. Anyway,
One thing is the hardest. First, I want to say this is like the hardest time right now too,
because it's about to
because
come
we had
out,
to
but you
talk
can't have
earlier
it.
about that, but also now other people have the game apparently.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I was pretty salty when I went on Instagram earlier and I can't remember who it was. No, it was actually Twitter. I saw somebody already had the collector's edition because of I don't know, for some reason they managed to get an actual collector's edition from NetherRealm Studios themselves, thanking them for the support and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I was pretty salty about that. I mean, of course we don't have that big of a following, but you know, we're MK fans, probably more hardcore than most people getting those. So I mean,
That might be very true, but it's like at this point we just take the L and we get in a couple of days.
it's true.
I
That
mean,
is true.
they get to play it for early. I mean, they can't even post none of their content until the 23rd. So.
Fair enough, I guess. But I mean, at the same time, they're still playing it about 3 to 4 days before us. So that's
Oh yeah, they get to know the whole story mode and everything before we.
that's frustrating because basically by the
Yeah.
time we're even touching the
But
game, they
some
could
people are
have
like
all
just
their
get.
content out.
I doubt it. There's a lot of stuff to parent. I was just listening to a podcast from Game Informer, and they were asking asking a bunch of questions to Derek Kirkstrick,
Okay.
and he said that there's plenty of stuff to unlock, especially the crypt alone. I mean, there's an achievement that says you have just when you walk 5 miles inside the crypt.
Damn, dude, that's pretty fucking big then.
Yeah, and that's
All
just
right.
5 miles. Imagine much more bigger it is.
Yeah, that might be 50%. That could be 25%. I mean, whew, dude, like at this point, I'm just trying to get the days to go by as fast as possible. Like, luckily,
Yeah.
I have from the 22nd, well, the 21st, really, from Easter on. I'm gonna have my day should be going extremely quick, so it's gonna be two very Very fast
If
days
you
now that
were,
MK11's out.
I would say if you were already back home that night, Monday night for me, that you could at least, by the time I get home at 10 o'clock and you should be either waking up or still be asleep, you could at least watch me do the story mode.
That's true. Um,
Because I'm already, by the time you wake up, I'm going to still be awake playing, finishing story mode.
yeah, I would assume so. Rightfully so too. I mean, there's zero sleeping when by the time the game comes out because you figure there's a 7 hour time difference. I get home from Milan probably around 10 to 11 my time. I won't have the game depending on Amazon anywhere from 1 my time, well 12 my time to I don't know 6 p.m. my time. So there's a pretty solid 8 to 10 hour slot where you'll probably have the game where I won't, which means if you're able to stream it or something like that, then I can technically watch you play it, and we can kind of go
The
through the
worst case
story mode
scenario,
together, you know.
yeah.
So that'd be kind of cool.
At least help, I can call you on Facebook and you can watch it on Twitch or some shit.
Yeah, so we'll figure something out for sure. Like regardless, I mean anybody who really like, who's looking forward to seeing us go against each other, there's gonna be plenty of that stuff. But I think there's gonna be just so much content. And I mean like honestly, I was thinking about this kind of earlier, and this I don't know if this is one of your questions because this episode is gonna be I'm gonna ask you 11 questions, you're gonna ask me 11 questions. Um, of course with the whole MK11 theme, but one thing I was thinking to myself earlier, what isn't one of my questions is in terms of build up for the pre-release of one of the main MK games, where does this rank
Hmm.
among your favorite? Like I think this is probably my number two. I think MK9 is I don't know, just like the fact that this it was the first huge MK game. Of course, DC was its own type of thing. MK versus DC was its own type of thing, and I wasn't too hyped for that game or anything like that. But MK9, I don't know. I was just like, I literally could not wait. I spent pretty much every waking moment, and it might be because I was still in high school. That might be an issue, but I spent pretty much almost all day, every day on MK, TRMK, whatever MK forums, just desperate to see any type of information from Kano. Whereas this one is a little bit less, but I'm curious to see where it ranks for you.
And see, it's gonna, I think, so we're talking about build up, right? We're not talking about how it ended, right?
No,
So
no,
strictly build up.
yeah, just trailers, just character announcements and stuff like that before the game actually releases.
Let's see. I remember checking a lot of stuff for MK9, but the trailers were kind of, for me, were never that big for me. But also, I didn't get to keep up with it like that. So honestly, the only ones I really to go off of is MKX and MK11. Because back when MK9, even if as I was in middle school for DC, well, MK versus DC and MK9, I was still checking computers and getting on teachers' computers and doing everything I could to see the stuff. At the same time, I didn't really have a full concept of it. And same slightly as well with MKX. Like, yeah, it was hype as fuck when it came out when I was getting hyped for it. But in the long run, though, I get to look at hindsight that I was still in high school, so I had no idea of what actually goes into a game. So this is definitely number one for me, but that's just because also I have nothing really to truly go off of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were in middle school, you said, right? When you
Middle
were
school for 9 in DC, and high school for X.
yeah, you see, I was 16 I was 16 by the time, or at least almost 16. I can't remember exactly. That was 8 years ago. And I'm 24, almost 25 right now. So you do the math. I'm shit at math, so I'm assuming that's like I was like 16 or something like that by the time um
MKX.
MK9 was coming out. So I was already old enough to be like really 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 excited for this stuff, and I was in the prime of high school being shit to where I literally MK was the only thing keeping me going for those 6 or 7 hours I was at high school. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was literally my life every single day for all those 6 or 7 months that I was just die hard getting ready for this game. Whereas now, with all the other stuff I've been having going on, it's been a lot harder for me to keep track of it, and I've been having so much more stuff in my mind, so it's just kind of pushes a little bit to the side. Where of course I'm extremely excited for this game, way more than MKX. But at the same time, it can't compare for me for MK9. At the same time, though, having said that, I think that this build-up has been actually better than MK9 because the trailers have been just tremendous. The gameplay itself looks... I'm not going to say MK9's gameplay wasn't as good, but so far what we've seen in terms of trailers and in terms of build-up, I think this game definitely just knocks it out of the park way harder than MK9.
Well,
Yeah, I just think it's
well, that and also the way how they actually let us play the game prior before it comes out.
exactly. We've had our chance to get a good taste of it. And that might actually kind of play into me being not quite as hyped because we never had a chance to play MK9 up until like there was a demo like very shortly before the game came out. So it was a very different thing.
Listen, there was always a demo. Well, somewhat one, but the issue was that only if you have PlayStation could you play it.
Yeah, exactly. So there was some content out there, but I never had the opportunity to play it because I had 360. So
Yeah.
I didn't. I still had that just desire to get my hands on it and seeing other people playing it. Whereas I've played the beta, I loved the beta, but at the same time I've already tried it. So I know what I'm expecting. I want to see a hell of a lot more, but I can wait the extra month. Whereas before the MK9, that wasn't the case. So I think the MK9 was just a little bit higher for me, but let me tell you, man, in 4 days' time, you probably won't hear from me. Well, you will, because of course we have MK related stuff. We're gonna be talking the shit about that game. But other people who don't like MK, they're not gonna hear from me. It's over. I'm basically as good as dead for them. That's just the way it is, except for my family. Everybody else, just fuck off. It's gonna be all MK for me, and I'm sure it's probably gonna be a very similar thing for you.
The one thing I was mentioning as well, and that's why I told you, like, I was really happy and nervous about the stress test, but then once I got the stress test, I didn't really care for the beta. It's not to say I don't care for the game either, but it's just I touched it already, and there's not much difference from it. Now, the fact that we both have our characters now. I mean, let's look at this. If they would give you Johnny Cage in the beta game, especially since you already played with Johnny Cage.
I mean, I think I'd probably be excited still, but definitely I'd be like, okay, I already played who knows how many hours with Johnny Cage. It was probably going to be my main anyway. And it's more like I just want to play more as him and kind of play all the other characters, but a little bit
That
less,
or plays the
right?
story.
Yeah, and play the story, kind of experience all the other stuff. But Johnny Cage, I've already had plenty to where I feel like, okay, I'm already comfortable with him, and I kind of already know how to use him. It's just a matter of playing the full game and feeling him out with all the other characters.
It's all a matter of time.
Yes. Whereas right now, we played a bunch of characters that I'll probably use quite a bit of, especially Jade and Scorpion. The other and probably Cabal. I'm sure once you get really good with him, he seems like he's going to be very, very OP. But none of them are really going to be like I think my mains. Or Johnny Cage probably going to be my main. Maybe some other ones as we get our hands on them. It's kind of hard to tell before you actually play them. But none of them as of right now are my guaranteed main. And that's kind of, I think, a good thing. They put in the right characters to where they're fun characters, they're fun to play, but not necessarily the ones you're going to use throughout the entire cycle of the game.
I mean, hell, because the roster is it feels so much smaller, that I do want to just, I will pick a couple other people's characters just so they look so cool.
Yeah, for sure. I was actually kind of talking about this with my friend Conrad, which is Corrado in Italian, yesterday, and I've mentioned him a few times on the show, and he's a huge he's huge into the whole competitive fighting game scene. So he likes Street Fighter, but mostly he likes Tekken. That's his main thing, really, and he also loves Dragon Ball Fighters. So he likes those types of games, and he also really likes Injustice, and he loves the look and the feel of everything of MK, but he's not very good at the gameplay. It's like the one fighting game where he's always been kind of trash at, but he's extremely excited about this game. And I was kind of talking to him a little bit, and I mentioned, like this game, at first glance, when I saw 25 characters on the initial roster, 26, whatever it is, if you count Shao Kahn, um, I was disappointed. But if you look at the amount of detail and just how good the gameplay is for each and every character, how unique it feels, at least so far what we've seen, it feels for each and every character, I 100% am okay with them only having 25 to 26 characters on the initial roster plus 6 DLC characters plus whatever else they might have in the Combat Pack 2, which I'm assuming will probably eventually happen. So I just think that this game with all the details in it is it's looking so good right now, and like honestly, it's just a matter of time before we get to experience it. And this could easily, like, I'm not even gonna lie, like I a lot of times, and I think that this is a pretty common thing for Mortal Kombat fans after MKX and really kind of the story mode debacle of MK9. People give a lot of crap to, and of course the 3D era as well. NetherRealm Studios slash old time Midway, they get a lot of stick for some of the shit and just garbage storylines they've had over the past 3 or 4 games. A lot of the just seemingly you know out of nowhere things that happen, and just some of the things that don't really make sense throughout the game. But this game, from top to bottom, as of right now, from storyline to characters, it's looking like it might just be the best Mortal Kombat game of all time, and I sincerely hope it will be. Whether it will be or not, 4 days to get our hands on it, and of course, who knows how many other months it's going to take us to really experience it all and get our full idea of how good of a Mortal Kombat game it is. But regardless, as of right now, it's looking phenomenal. And
So
I
my
mean,
question is as well. So that's my first question.
yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be what storylines are you actually looking forward to see?
Okay, so that's interesting because that was actually my what number is it? My number three. That was my third question. Most interesting, basically, plot going in MK11. I'm assuming that's what you kind of mean, or is this in all games in general?
Well, this is in this NK11, yeah,
MK11. Honestly,
yeah.
like the thing I most, and this is probably relatively, I guess you could say straightforward, is just the whole Chronica thing. Because going into MK9, of course, it was a reboot and all that stuff, and I think the most memorable of all the endings from the arcade ladder by far was Jade's Dream Lady ending. And from the moment I saw that, I was wondering, is that going to come back, or is it going to be a non-canon thing to where it's just one of those where they just kind of have it in there as this interesting idea and it never really means anything. But to see them kind of going down that route and seeing what exactly they're going to do, this is going to be something that I think could really make or break not necessarily make or break the future of Mortal Kombat, but this is going to be a huge deciding moment in how the lore for Mortal Kombat kind of develops. Are they gonna retcon all the bullshit they did in the reboot series and go back kind of how the old days were, even though there was plenty of issues there, or is it gonna be something completely new? So I'm extremely excited to see what they do with Chronica, what they do with Geras, with Cetrion, and just all the characters that kind of involve in that in general, because this is the first time we're gonna see Shinnok's family in there as well, whether it's his daughter, whether it's his mom, all that stuff. So it's just, I think that's a very, very interesting one. That's definitely my most interesting plot coming into MK11. And I guess I'll just go ahead and ask you the same thing because it was my number three question.
Well, with all the leaks, well, not leaks as much, but um, the stuff you see. Cause I'm not looking for any old ones that might go into it. So it's part of the Chronica stuff, but I want to see who runs Outworld in the end. Because you look at I'm pretty sure you've seen every trailer that came
Mm-hmm.
out as well. Like even the Nintendo Switch one.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you have three potential people who could run Outworld now. One is Shao Kahn, which we already been there. Next is Kotal. And then the last one is Katana. And the other thing too, you might want to take into account. So you remember, I think that's our last episode we had talked about, where we said like Jade always falls into like she's always Katana's friend, and that's all she is.
Mm-hmm. It's the bodyguard type of
Well,
thing.
she has more to herself now, and it's just like they never built upon it. That's all. And I like it. And that's the other plot point. I'm pretty sure you know from the trailers, because it's not much of a spoil now. Is that she had always been with Cole, the her and Cole are a thing.
Hmm.
So that's another thing. So it's like, so who would she rather? That'd be a good question there, right there. It's like, who would Jade actually want to run our world, Kitana or Cole?
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely
actually
an
a really
interesting
good
question,
dynamic.
right? It's like it gives Jade a lot more character instead of just being Katana's bodyguard slash friend. It just gives her a bit of more of a contrast. It's definitely a very interesting development.
Well, one thing you can think about it too, it can be the old saying, "Always the bridesmaid, never the bride." Kitana has Edenia. She was princess of our world, and it's like Jade's always been the friend, never the ruler. Hell, even when they're dead, Kitana takes over. And it's nothing intentional, probably, but it's just like you kind of got to think about it. There got to be some bitterness there somewhere. Like, yes, I support my best friend. Okay, but what if you have power? Well, maybe I was turn against my best friend. I don't know.
Well, I guess we're gonna kind of have a
Uh,
insight to that, right? Hopefully.
I don't know. With all the with all the stuff we get now, it's hard to tell what's going to happen. Especially the fact that there's going to be multiple endings.
That's true. That's true. So look forward to seeing what that is. Um, I guess we can lead into my next question, which is because, of course, for those who don't know, you are a huge fan of all Edenian characters, whether it's Jade, Katana, Melina, etc. Apart from the Edenian characters, who is your favorite in the series?
Hmm. And they can't have the color blue either, because that doesn't count either for me.
That's true. Blue is pretty much just a
Not,
given factor for you.
so not Sub Zero. Johnny, Lou, and Sonya.
If you had to choose one, who would it be?
Hmm. Lou.
Okay. Would you like to give a reason why exactly?
Yeah, I will. I mean, he's dating Dini. I think it's pretty obvious. No, 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 no. It's nothing from a character aspect, but it's just like you grow up and you watch the movies, and it's like, um, it's always cool to just you have that representation, but it's just like that is so cool. You have the hero actually win, and whenever you think of Liu Kang, you think of the movies and how he never died. But even not even caring from a writer's aspect, just Liu Kang always just been that guy who like you can never really hate unless you're just a guy who's like, well, he has no tragic backstory. Like, I mean, not everyone has to be Superman or Batman. Not everyone has to have their parents die to be cool.
Yeah, I can see how what you mean there. Like he's a character that's hard to hate, and he's also not necessarily the most lovable because, like you said, he doesn't have the darkest. He doesn't have a dark backstory.
Hmm.
He's just the champion of the other gods, and that's what he is. But at the same time, he's still a huge character in the series, and there's so much surrounding him. So I think that it definitely makes sense for him to be one of your top guys. I wouldn't say he's anywhere near my personal favorite, but he's definitely a good one.
But I mean, just like the whole. I mean, I think if you think about it, my four favorite characters are people who you saw in the movies and actually fought. The heroes of the movies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Katana, Katana, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade. Now, granted, they pretty much made Sonya to the biggest bitch she could be, but I kind of like that aspect. Because
It's who she
somebody
is.
has to be the hard ass and keep everyone in line.
Yeah, I can
If
see that.
everyone was running around like Johnny Cage, do you really think that we would be in a safer place right now?
Probably not. Probably not. Because a lot of just well, probably the world would be over by now.
If everyone's had a stick up their ass like Luke Cage does sometimes, well, shit, no one would have kids. The guy literally, I was watching Max's channel the other day, because they were going through all the MK4 engines, which we still need to do. They were going over that, and Luke Cage literally gave up sex for Earthrealm. For us. I'm like, that is like the worst shit you can really do. Not worst, it's great until you did it and you care, but it's like, you gotta take care of yourself, man.
I mean, at least every once in a while. Like he's just constantly doing Earthrealm favors instead of doing him a
And look
favor.
what that got him in the next game.
Yep. Not the best for him. Definitely not.
Alright, so my question is, out of all the trailers that we have seen this year around, from December until pretty much yesterday, what is your favorite song from the trailer? Oh no, not yesterday,
Hmm.
because that Mortal Kombat, well, not guys, so not including the Mortal Kombat theme song. Remix.
Okay, that's that. You just kind of took it away then.
I figured because I know that a lot of people are like, well, that one, and it's gonna be for obvious reasons, nostalgia. And they never use that song.
Oh, okay. It's pretty well. If it's not gonna be the the classic MK song, then it has to be from a story trailer. I can't remember the name of the song, but I fucking love it. Um,
Which story trailer? The one with old school, new school, or just a regular story trailer?
just the regular story trailer. No, it wasn't old school, new school. Hold on, let me pop it on real fast. Let me see.
The one with Ice Cube?
It wasn't Ice Cube. Hold on. I don't think it was Ice Cube. Let me see.
Check yourself while you wreck yourself.
I don't think it was that one. No.
So
But
that's old
I know
school. Yeah,
that's
look up the story trailer.
was it? Yeah,
Story
old school
trailer.
versus new school. Yep, you're right. You're right. It's that. You're right. It was Ice Cube. Damn. For some reason, I wasn't even thinking about that. Jesus. Yeah,
I
it
knew
was.
it was Ice Cube because you told me that.
Yeah, you're right. I did tell you that. Jesus. Yeah. Well, that just shows you how fucking dumbass I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. It's perfect. It literally is perfect.
No, mine definitely goes to just the story trailer, and I have no idea what that song is called. But um, this was like a. I'm not sure if it's a rap song or a rock song, but I like it though. The feel. I
Uh huh.
need to actually download it to my phone. Because that is definitely like a song you can work out to and just get pumped to as well.
For sure. I think they did a pretty good job with the music this one. Like people didn't like the 21 Savage song, but I'm not gonna lie. Like it kind of rung with me a little bit after the first few times I heard it. I wasn't like even now I still kind of sing along to it every once in a while when I'm thinking about the trailer. So I mean, it can't be too bad.
I mean, there's just some that you resonate with and some you don't.
Yeah. Of course, I wasn't really even a hater of Wiz Khalifa's song, so from KX. So
I
I
like
mean,
that one too.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was pretty good. It
I
doesn't
love
necessarily,
that one. I actually,
yeah, it doesn't necessarily fit MK perfectly, but it's a lot better
but it
than
fit
a
that
lot of other
trailer.
out there. Yeah, it just kind of, I like the intro to it and just the way it kind of flowed. So I thought it was a pretty good one.
Like I said, it fit the trailer. It probably didn't fit the whole theme. And I think that's what a
Hmm.
lot of food guys said.
Yeah. So my next question is, if you could kill off one character from the entire Mortal Kombat roster from MK1 to MKX, who would it be? Like
All right, if I
to
ask
where they
you the
don't
same
even
question, you
exist.
can't. If I ask you the same question, you cannot say people from the 3D era. So no, from which one? From where?
From
Okay, one to what?
MK1 to MKX, any character throughout the entire series, whether it's even special forces, whatever you want.
Hmm. One character.
Yes, only one.
And I'm thinking. Somebody other. I'm trying to think of somebody like someone who ran their story ran their course, or they never really contribute to anything really.
Hmm. Well, there's plenty, and I'm sure you know who I'm thinking of.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say those characters that I asked you that.
Okay.
Like you had to, so let's do this from the new timeline. How about that?
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Yeah. For me, it's pretty
So
simple. I'm not even gonna lie, but it's pretty simple
yeah, for the new timeline.
for the new timeline. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, let's see. I mean, even if they're back in the game, now I don't care. Instead, for the new timeline, I say Sheila.
Oof. Okay.
I mean,
A
I
good one
like her,
though.
don't get me wrong, but she didn't really contribute to anything, really.
That's a good one. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good one.
Another thing, I want it's not that I do want to change the story. We both would, but we got what we got, and it's like, what would not affect it if we change? What other changes that we can make without affecting the story too much?
Well, I guess the kind of issue with them kind of going to more of a cinematic story mode is that they're not going to put in who knows how long of a story, so not all these characters can get the necessary screen time to really develop their characters as much as we would like. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. You know, Shiva was just
Hmm.
always going to be one of those characters. Doesn't really have a fan base, isn't
I mean, look
necessarily
at the
liked at
old
all.
timeline. She had the same thing.
Pretty much, like nothing really changed for her. She's just kind of there. So I mean, no surprises there. So I think that's definitely a good choice for you. For me, I think it's Jackie Briggs. Like I don't like her in any way whatsoever. I prefer to just have Jax and I have Jackie, and that's just kind of the way it is. That's just my opinion. I mean, you might not like it, like not you necessarily. What I'm talking about in general, but I think the general consensus is she's trash. But now
Okay,
for
I
me
always
and
overlook Jackie. I think I'm actually going to try to give her a shot this game.
this game, I
Her
will give her
gameplay looks.
that. She looks better.
I will. I want to give her actually a shot. 'Cause I didn't try. I'll be honest.
Hmm.
But they made, and that's not even, her the character's fault. It's the writers because in the comic books, it went great. Like she had a role. It was still the equipment. It's kind of that's weird. It's like almost every black person except Jax has the role of the best friend.
Ah, yeah, I mean, you're not
Kai.
wrong. Kai,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kai.
Darius, I guess
Um,
technically he's got a weird thing.
um,
Who else is
Jade,
there?
Jackie.
Yeah.
They all have the role, the black best friend. Cyrax.
Damn, you're right, dude. Shit. That's uncalled for in NRS.
I don't ever think it's by intentional, but it happens to be that way.
Yeah.
I'm kind of upset that they said that on here because now it's like we're gonna have a bunch of people on Twitter now saying like, why all the black people gotta be the best friend? Why can't they have their own main thing? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what the hell did you just do, Chauncey?
Yeah.
You just
Starting to.
sparked a revolution when you wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Next thing you know, all the fucking Hispanics want, and because I don't think
Representation.
is there even a single Hispanic character? No, right? In Mortal
I
Kombat.
mean, there's not even that many Earthrealm people.
I mean, technically, Ermac has been kind of
Everything.
teased as being Hispanic. After doing an interview with Angry Joe, where Angry Joe, he of course portrayed as Ermac as being Hispanic in one of his videos, and Ed Boon kind of confirmed that he is, but that was just kind of joking. So I guess it's kind of depending on whether you want to take it on face value or not. But yeah, anyway, that's a whole different topic
They say it on
for
Twitter.
another time. He said it on YouTube video actually. If you, I can probably find it for you.
Ed say it on Twitter.
Yes, on Twitter, no, on YouTube,
Okay, then I don't know. Then maybe it's they got face value.
maybe. Yeah.
Say it on Twitter, then it doesn't mean anything.
No, that's for sure. You can't trust anything Ed says that you can't actually see his face and his eyebrows moving.
I mean, he said the same thing at the Game Awards too. So
That's true. That is
originally
true.
they were going to actually interrupt the family video games.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought it kind of would have been funnier, but at the same time, yeah, I think they made the right choice.
Terrible taste.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Anyway, so
All
moving
right,
on.
my turn. Your turn.
I think it's your turn. Yeah, I asked you if what character you'd kill off for good.
Okay. Why do you hate Darius?
I mean, I don't know. I've never. As soon as I saw him the first time, I kind of hated him. Like, I don't even dislike his playstyle too much. Like, I like the fact that he's a very kick-based character. But I don't know. As soon as I saw him in the whole Jim Kelly outfit, who of course is from Enter the Dragon, um, I just thought he was kind of a shit version. I thought he was kind of generic, and I just never really liked him all that much. And of course, I give him a lot of shit because I think it's funny. I think I kind of exaggerate how trash he is. He's definitely no Dairu. He's no, no face or whatever the hell he was called in the fucking special forces. But he's definitely not one of the characters I'm looking like, man. I think he is a character. I'll give him this. He is a character that if they do him right, he might be interesting. But at the same time, what we
That's a
got
lot
from
of
him was
characters,
trash.
though.
That's true. But as of right now, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Darius is trash, regardless of what you think.
Yeah. Oh, I don't really care either way.
Yeah, he's just kind of there, right?
I
That's the
didn't play.
biggest issue.
I'll be honest. I didn't play him when he was an MK Deception. Definitely play him in Armageddon. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, moving on. My fourth question is, what is the one side mode that you would bring back in MK? So like Mortal Kombat or stuff like that. Boom, there you go. Perfect.
Motor.
Both of us got that. Just I think before we move on, because I think this is pretty much it's obvious why. Ed Boon in that 100 and whatever questions it was with Game Informer, he actually said that in his opinion, they could have made an entire separate game like Mario Kart or something like that based on Mortal Kombat, and they think that if they put in enough time and love into that project, it could have been a huge thing on its own. And I definitely agree with him there. I think
They still could too. He said.
Yeah, they could for sure, and I'd love to
The
see it.
thing is,
Honestly,
too,
I'd buy
we
the
want-
fuck out of it.
Us as fans want too many things.
We're greedy, no doubt about that.
We're very greedy
No doubt.
because we want Shadow Monks 2, but we also want stuff from the 3D era, but we also want MK12 now. We want MK15, and we haven't done with 11 yet.
I mean, basically anything MK related, we want it right now. We don't want to wait. We want it right now.
Yeah, and now we also want Mortal Kombat. It's like they can only do so much and still make it look good.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, for the time, yes, it looked good, but for now, you really think if they pull that stuff off now with everything else, it'll look good? Mortal Kombat?
I think that YouTube would have had plenty to say about it. Let's just put it that way.
Alright, so we're on 4 now, right?
Yes, that's my fourth.
Did I go first or you go first? I forgot.
You went first.
Okay, so this is my 5.
You're fifth, yes.
Yeah. Alright. What is your opinion on the whole feminist, the whole sex appeal thing of Mortal Kombat 11?
All right, I'm glad you brought this up because this wasn't one of my questions, but it's something I've been seeing a lot. And I understand both sides. I understand the female, perspective of them being happy that some of the characters are being less portrayed as strippers and more portrayed as this is what they would actually be wearing if technically not necessarily what they would be wearing, but it's a lot more believable that they're wearing actual clothes instead of just being in bras and panties basically as they fight. But at the same time, I can understand that's how they were for the last 25 years or 23, 24 years, depending on which way you look at it. Why should it be different moving forward? So I understand both movements, but I also think I've always been more of why do they look like fucking strippers instead of looking like they're actually fighters? I've always thought that, and I like the fact that they're going towards more, I think that it's more believable. Like, I guess technically MMA, because of course I'm a huge mixed martial arts fan, but I guess it's kind of a bad example because they do kind of fight in sports bras and, in shorts, but at the same time, if you're going to fight or something like that in a regular fight on the streets or whatever it is, you're not going to go show up in fucking bra and panties. You're going to show up in clothes. So why would assassins, in the case of say Jade or Katana or stuff like that, show up in fucking bra and panties? It doesn't make any sense, and I get it. Horny bastards want to beat the fuck off, and that's fine. That's what hentai's for. That's what the fucking internet's for. Do your thing. That does not mean that NetherRealm Studios in 2019 has to be making dead or alive characters, Soul Calibur characters, where their fucking boobs are hanging out. Let them make what they want to make. If they want to make them look like actual fighters, I'm all happy for it. That's completely fine with me. If you want to see that stuff, that's your thing too. I don't care. Either way, I'm not too worried about it. Costumes, they're a huge thing for me. That doesn't make or break, especially in a game like this where you can kind of customize it to make it more or less the way you want. But I definitely see both sides. But either way, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. To me, at least. I lean more towards have the characters have actually costumes that make sense instead of having Melina wear fucking toilet paper. But at the same time, am I going to complain either way? Not really. Not really. I'm here for the story and hoping that the gameplay is good. If the characters are dressed, even if the dude's wearing, I don't know, if they were wearing man thongs, I wouldn't be too thrilled about it, but I also wouldn't care that much. I'd probably laugh my ass off, if I'm honest with you. So, I mean, it's kind of annoying to see that so much of this is, like even Total MK, who I'm a huge Total MK fan. If you go and follow him on Twitter at this point, it's just nothing but him complaining about the censorship in MK, which I think is just kind of hilarious because they're literally just, dressing them like normal people. But TMK, he's been pretty open about how he loves the women being in skimpy outfits and stuff like that, and that's just kind of his thing. He seems like a kind of a horny little Aussie bastard, but I mean that's fine with him. That's his thing. I guess it's just kind of my thoughts. I'm not too worried about it, and I prefer them being dressed like they should be instead of being basically sluts.
I agree with you that I see from both sides, but I have one thing to say.
Let's hear it.
Shut the fuck up.
Me or them?
Them.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I
both
agree.
Sides. Both sides, shut the fuck up.
Who cares,
because,
right?
Well, one thing, this is coming from a person who likes Katana's outfit, yeah, she's covered up. So what? What does her being covered up do for the... Okay, so one. Someone who's a princess probably should be more conservative than anyone else. And someone who's got to go fight someone. Okay. So, I know a lot of people say, well, you want that real aspect of it. It's like, you don't want the real aspect of somebody fighting. Don't even lie and say you do. The real aspect of somebody fighting is someone putting their hair in a ponytail and taking off rings, putting Vaseline on their face, and going out into the streets and fighting. So, Street Fighter is what it is. Or that's Soul Calibur. Dead or Alive. That's where if you want a real fighting, go there, okay? This is literally about magical places that have tournaments on if they can invade somewhere or not.
Exactly.
And on top of that, I'm tired of everyone saying like there's a hidden agenda or that's when you stop trying to push their agenda. Like, no, there's no agenda. It's just like you said, you can customize it too in the game. What is the big deal if you can see 85% cleavage or not? Hey, you got more people?
I mean, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like, if you want to see these MK characters, naked or basically naked, just go on Google. Be my guest. Go on Google, look up, katana porn. And you got Katana doing whatever the hell you want. I do not care. You do it on your own time. I'm here for the damn game. I don't give a shit about these alleged agendas, which are, I'm 100% sure this is bullshit. Like, I definitely don't think that NRS is, like, oh, they're feminists or oh, they're against women or whatever bullshit. They're literally just game designers. They're trying to make it look like a product that isn't stupid. And in 2019, the fact that people are having these huge little wars on social media about why women in a fucking video game should be dressed.
How much cleavage is too much cleavage, or how much cleavage is not enough cleavage?
Especially because, like, no matter what you do, you're gonna be classified as either a feminist or basically just a horny bastard who wants to see people naked in a fucking game. So either way, there is no discussion that's gonna lead to anything positive or any actual resolution. It's just gonna be bullshit.
Diego, I just had a huge epiphany. There's literally a picture of something about it's like when you go through all of the feminists. I go to the whole feminist tower for more comeback, and then you gotta go to the boss, and it's this big fat white lady with. It's hard to explain. I'll have to show you. I've seen the picture later when I find it, but it's hilarious. And it's like, and someone said, "Wow, they already started cosplaying for Mortal Kombat." This was back in December, though. Now in April, we're seeing like so many people complaining about feminist things and what's the right way and what's the wrong way. Like, god damn it.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, and it's stupid. But I guess that's just kind of how the world is right now. Yeah. So moving on to my fifth. I think we're gonna move on to my fifth one.
Yeah.
What do you think of an MK MMO?
I don't know what MMO is.
It's a massive
Like,
multiplayer online game, basically, where it's like how can I put
like DC
like
Universe?
kind of like that, yeah.
No.
Against it,
No. Yeah, I'm completely against it now.
yeah. I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I only asked it because recently I've been seeing some people kind of talking about it, and of course it was an idea not too long ago, and I think that even Ed Boon at one point mentioned that they were in talks about doing something like that. Why exactly would you be against it personally?
Because I want. Wow, it's funny I'm saying this now because I pretty much pissed off Leon with the same reason. But because he, hey, don't get me wrong, I love Shaolin Monks. That's like Shaolin Monks is at least one of the top 5 games for me. But at the same time, when I play Mortal Kombat, I'm there for to fight, just like straight up one-on-one fight. And I love Shaolin Monks, and it's one of my top favorite games. But it's like Leon might be actually right, and I'm surprised I'm actually saying this on air. And the fact that Mortal Kombat is meant to be a 1v1 game for the most time, or 2v2 at the max.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I definitely agree with you 100% there. All right, you're number 6.
Number 6, okay. Um, yeah, I told you to make a list yesterday. I did not make a list. I just forgot. But I think, but these questions I've been coming up with just come good. It's like, all right,
Pretty
what's the
fucking
next
good,
time talk
yeah.
about
I
that's
couldn't
been
have told.
pissing me off?
If you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have really realized that you didn't have a list. So, congrats to you.
Oh yeah, I know. But I'm like, I made halfway. Well, not halfway. Less than halfway through. So
Well, I
props to
mean,
myself.
to be fair to you, I also came up with this like 5 minutes before we started recording. So, I had a few ideas, but definitely not
And he
11.
was also partially drunk.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, that's what it's just a miracle that some of these came to me.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna say.
Yep.
What's the one intro combination are you looking forward to hearing?
Huh. Good point. That's interesting. Of course, I would say Johnny Cage versus Johnny Cage, just because I want to hear the
I heard a lot of those
yeah,
already.
the roasting between each other. But yeah, like you said, we've already seen a lot of those so far. So
But the
honestly,
ones that we've seen, it's not even roasting. It's just um, just very comical.
yeah, I would have expected a bit more roasting, but I think Shao Kahn and Kodokan. Those are my two.
Hmm.
And that's going to be interesting because, of course, Shao Kahn is, pretty much widely regarded by everybody as the one true ruler, except for maybe Onaga. But Shao Kahn and Kodo are the. I mean, Shao Kahn
Obunaga is
is.
forgotten, remember? No one knows what Obunaga exists
Yeah,
until Shijinko fucks up again.
exactly. I mean, in this, in the, I guess Shao Kahn is the guy that everybody looks at as, the true ruler of our world, and Kodo is just kind of this bum version of him trying to take over his place. So I think that's going to be interesting to see what kind of roast that Shao Kahn comes after him with.
I'm because I'm very much going off of stuff we could see in the old games, and I think a lot of the mirror. Well, we get the mirror matches in the story mode, so I'm not worried about that much. But I'm mostly looking forward to Jay and Kitana and Kung Lao and Shao Kahn.
Okay.
Pretty much anyone with Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Shao Kahn is he's that charismatic. Yeah. So I look forward to seeing what they come up with him. As for me, my number 6 is what is your favorite side MK project, which means Shaolin Monks, the movies, TV shows, etc.
What was that?
What is your favorite MK side project? So Shaolin Monks, the movies, the TV shows, the cartoon, etc.
They all failed miserably. So, what is my least favorite? How about that? What's my
Well, I mean, Shaolin
least
Monks wasn't a
least
failure.
in story concept? Yeah, it was.
In story
Hey,
concept,
everyone
sure,
died.
but you say all the time you love it, right? So
Yeah, but even I know my stuff I love sucks sometimes.
that's true. That's true. Most of the stuff you like
For,
sucks, but
Think like this. Everyone in Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks that was evil, or neutral, as Scorpion case, died except the one person who was supposed to die.
that's true.
So,
The story's
okay,
broken as
so
fuck.
I want you to pull up the list for the roster for MK2. Read it off to me.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up real
I
fast.
won.
Yes, I will go ahead and say that it is kind of a matter of which one was the least trash. Although I will say, I think that even though I haven't played it, like Shaolin Monks is probably going to be one of the better ones. Although the MK movie, I think, was also, you know, I didn't think it was a failure in the sense that it's been ridiculed plenty of times, and I don't think it made as much money as they hoped. But at the same time, it definitely wasn't a bad one. Anyway, MK12, MK2 characters. The debuting characters were Baraka, Jax,
All right, one
Katana.
by one. We'll go by one by one.
Okay, Baraka,
Dead.
Jax,
Missing to the last chapter.
Katana,
Evil. Then you bring her out of a spell. Then she goes missing. Then she comes back. Then she goes missing again. Then she's captured somehow.
Kung Lao.
Main character still alive,
Yes,
unless
Melina,
you suck with the game. What was that?
Melina.
Alive, even though she's the one person who dies in the story in MK2.
Yeah, well, I mean, continuity. Anyway, Johnny Cage,
Comic relief, as always.
Liu Kang, main characters.
Main character, so he lived.
Raiden,
Unless you suck with the game. You don't even touch or fight Raiden.
oh, that's
He
true.
didn't have like a fighting moment.
Reptile.
There's a scene where Raiden and Shang Tsung when they get ready to fight, and then it just goes black.
That would have been a great scene to see, but it is what
Because
it
he
is.
never fights at all.
It's true. Reptile,
Dead.
Scorpion.
Dead twice, 3 times. The
Wow.
original time, and then you kill him once, then he comes back and you have to kill him again.
Shang Tsung.
Walking plot device. Like it's like Sujinku all. So if you had to ask me about Liu Kang Kung Lao, it's literally Sujinku all over again.
Sub-Zero.
Uh, Severe, very confused person. I mean, one moment he's going to help you fight Goro, then he goes chase down Scorpion, then you fight him chasing down Scorpion, and then he's going to kill you if you fight his brother. And you fight by.
So the game is just basically, completely screwed
Yeah,
in story
but it's
mode.
still a good game, and it's a thing. Even there's not even an arcade mode besides story mode. So
Yeah, like I said, I've never played the game. I've only seen the story, and of course we know the flaws with it. But everything I've heard, the gameplay and all that stuff, it's extremely fun. And but I guess what would you say is if we want to change the term a little
my
bit, which is
favorite
the least trash?
out of all the media and
Yes.
other side projects, Special Forces.
Oh, come on, dude! Don't even joke about that. Don't even joke about that, dude. We're gonna get just blocked on YouTube and murdered by the entire internet.
Fair enough. Um, Conquest. Conquest, the TV show.
Okay.
Even though it's like bad, like the acting's not bad for the first episode. and they did change the actress for Katana midway throughout the first season. I hate when people shows do that too. They change the actors or actresses like mid-season. Like, you do know remember who the characters are, right?
Yeah.
Um, but the one I did like it would have been a hard thing to pull off, but the fact they actually tried and was successful, minus the fact that it was super expensive. Great show.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. What's your number 7?
Remember, so I spent all that time talking shit on that. I forgot.
Would you like me to go with mine?
I'm gonna come up with something. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll pull something out of my butt.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
What is it, what would you like to see Mortal Kombat character be a guest character in?
Okay, that's pretty much basically that was my 10th one. So I guess I'll just ask you the same one as well afterwards. Mine was basically my ideal guest character. Um, the guest character I want to see in MK, if of course I'd rather not see any of them, but if I had to choose one,
No,
I'm sorry.
not guest character in MK. A Mortal Kombat character be a
Oh,
guest character in a different video game.
okay. Whew,
So like how Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Raiden
yeah,
are guest characters in Injustice.
man. I think I'd like to see Cabal and Sonic. All fast as shit,
Yeah,
but a more brutal, murderous version instead of
killing
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 shit.
everything in sight.
Basically, yeah.
That'd be a really funny video with all the anime. If we could figure it out. We actually have the skills to animation. That'd be great.
That's definitely an interesting concept, which just came to me completely on the fly, and I literally never thought of that before. And now that I think about it, I'm kind of hoping that nobody, kind of steals this from us, and that we eventually manage to build up enough cash to kind of get the rights to Sonic and kind of put that in the game. You get in a game at least.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, I think
Yeah, your ideal guest character, what would that be for you? Like, if you could choose any guest character from any series, whatever, to be an MK, what would it be?
uh, I would want to have. The fact that I don't play many other video games
Well, it doesn't have to be video
besides.
games. It could also be, like TV,
I know
movies.
that. I'm trying to think too. But if you want to put them in more combat, they had to have some kind of brutality thing. Uh, I guess if you can overlook the whole Batman dying and re coming back, I'd say put Batman in the game. If not Batman, the Joker for sure.
Mm.
Think about Joker. Think about the shit. What's the word I'm thinking? Think of the intros we'll have with Johnny Cage and the Joker.
Yeah, I think that like among all the DC characters, he's probably the one that makes the most sense because of how fucking psychotic he is and stuff like that. So they could do some interesting little plot stuff with him, at least in the small
I
scale.
mean, let's go like top three, well, two things that Joker did in general. One, okay, so I'm gonna pick one from a comic and one from the movie. He blew up a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just one thing. And the thing about it, somebody literally had to make himself go insane to play Joker in a movie, and then he killed himself afterwards.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Heath Ledger.
peace.
But then you have the movies after he, not the movie, but the comics where Killing Joke Joker, he wanted to prove that anyone with a bad day can be the same way as him. So he shoots Commander Gordon's daughter,
Yes.
paralyzes her, kidnaps him, rapes her, takes pictures of it. When I laughed at that, it's terrible. It's just like, this guy can be in anything, and you're
Rapes
okay
her,
with
by
him
the way.
dying again. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You said, not me. Good.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say I'm not too worried about that shit. I go,
Well, I'm around other people. You're
oh,
alone
that's
right
true. Yeah,
now.
well, that's of course. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He rapes her, takes pictures, sends it to Commissioner Gordon. Um, Yeah, so I
makes
think
him look at the pictures over and over. It's just so yeah, he's the only way you be like he'll fit the universe, but he's also okay with with killing him over and over again.
yeah, yeah. So I think that's a very good choice. Plus, it's one that's possible because relatively possible because it's a Warner Brothers character. So it's definitely one
Okay.
that's possibility.
Okay.
All right.
Number 8.
Yep. Number 8 for you.
Hmm. What is the one? You already know the whole roster now.
Mm-hmm.
We're only missing one other person, and I already told you who that is too. Frost.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the one character that you're missing? 3 characters that you're missing
Three
from this game.
characters.
No. So yeah, 3 characters. Pick up to 3 characters. So you don't pick all 3, but what is the top 3 characters you would take out to play 3 characters in that make the game better?
Okay. I would take out Jackie for sure, and I would put in. Well, I'll pick the ones I want to take out first. Um, Jackie, Devora, and the last one's kind of difficult.
No, you don't have to
I'll
use
say
all 3 if you
Sonya.
don't want
No, I'll
to.
go ahead and say I'll say Sonya. Those are my 3. Those are my. I might regret this. There might be some that I'm not thinking of that I would rather take out. But at the moment of recording, which is at 12:50 a.m. on the on 420, by the way. So happy 420 to anybody who's a pothead. Congrats to you guys. Um. Anyway, moving on. The 3 guys, yeah. So Sonya, Jackie, and Devora, and I would put in Fujin, Rain, and Reiko. Those are my 3.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So fan service and also just really cool character that you want to explore.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
My 8th question is, if you could basically decide like roster number and I guess not necessarily gimmick, but you know how each MK game seems to have like a theme to it. What would be
Mhm.
your ideal roster size and your theme for MK12?
30 because we have yet to hit a base roster of 30 yet. That's what everyone thought they were going to do this game, but I guess not. But 30 and theme. I want to say Civil War, but I think that's what we're doing with the whole time thing almost. Because the whole Revenant thing is like a Civil War for the fans. Like, do you support the bad guys who used to be good guys, so they're dead, so they are bad guys, or do you support? I guess it depends. I want to say Civil War, but I don't know. I think I want more of an Indiana exposure one
Okay, that's fair.
because like I told you before, like I do write my own stuff. Well, not write. Well, I need to start writing stuff down. But yeah, I do write my own stuff, and one thing that's very interesting to me is I want to explore the whole type at the Rain, Dagon, Taylor.
That's definitely fair. Yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. I would say also maybe add Chaos Realm and Order Realm too, for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was number 9.
That was number 8.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, next up for you, number 9.
Okay. I guess maybe the same thing. What have been your ideal roster size for this game? Do you think 25 was enough, or do you think we should add more?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I mean,
No. Well, you mind? So, well, go ahead and say that. I'll explain my part afterwards.
yeah, I mean, like I said, like, if you'd asked me this, before playing the beta, or at least before seeing how deep each of these characters are and really feeling them myself, at least the part that we got to see, I would say that 25 is way too small. But now having played them and experienced and understood how deep they feel, how unique each of them feel, and the amount of content that's going to be in this game for unlocking stuff and whether it's cosmetics or whatever, and the amount of variations you can do customs for, whether you're playing offline or unfortunately for the pros not necessarily, but I think 25 or 26 whatever it is for initial roster isn't ideal, but it's not bad either. I think that my ideal roster for this game definitely would have been anywhere from 28 to 32. I think that probably would have been fair, but at the same time, 25 is not too bad.
Hmm. No, I think we have the same opinion. Like beforehand, it's like, no, it's not enough. But seeing everything that we do have, and I didn't get to watch the story mode because I wanted to really bad, but I don't because that's the hard part about this game, where everyone's posting stuff on YouTube, and it's gonna take you down instantly. Thank God. But um, I was exposed to it by what happened in Chapter 1, which I'm not going to tell you because it's fucked up. Well, sorry, depending on who you are, but even then, it's like, I forgot where I was going with this. But no, like, even like, look at how in depth they go into everything and with everything. It's like, I think 25 was good enough. Plus, we're getting 6 DLC characters, which is still annoying to me.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling necessarily about that, but
Well, like, that's gonna be my 10th question now.
mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and ask mine real fast, which is, what is your ideal new MK character? Like, if you could
What do you
pick
mean by that?
the perfect characteristics for a character that would be introduced into like MK12.
Hmm. I don't know. That's really hard to know, especially since okay, so new characters get a lot of shit, and you know that.
Well, that's for damn sure. Let's make it a little bit easier for you. Make it maybe give you like a certain, like what realm would they be from? Would they be male or female? And would they be on the good side or the evil side?
Well, I feel like we get too much from our world, honestly. And uh, for the next, let's say for MK12, and I say we just go with the whole order round or chaos round thing and make them from one of those two. And we can have not saying a female havoc, but like a cycle havoc.
Okay, yeah, that's basically exactly what I was thinking of. So it seems like
Yeah.
we're pretty much in sync when it comes to this type of stuff.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because that's just I want to say Daniel, like, you already know me on that, but at
Yeah,
the same
it's
time, it's
good to mix it up.
we well not in that, just the fact that I mean Daniel's our world pretty much, and you can only say so many times like this person's from our world as well, like how big is our world? Like just keep growing.
Yeah, it's just pretty much infinite. Yep. All right.
When that's me too. Other thing I think is Earthbound, but like we get enough from them too.
Yes.
Let's go to a realm that we have that we don't use.
All right.
So my
So,
number 10 is what's the least. My number 10 is what is the one thing that gets you up that they failed at doing in this build up.
um, let's see. That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not gonna lie. If there was one thing that I could say, I would say they didn't
So what do
give
you? Yeah.
enough shine to all the characters. Like, I'm not saying that they need to give huge trailers for each character, but I think that because they left themselves such a small window to release everything, a lot of them just kind of were popped up out of the blue on Instagram or something like that, and depending on how many people you follow and stuff like that, and how your feed works, some of it could have just gone by and you didn't even notice for a day or two. Like that happened with me. I think for I can't remember who it was, but I didn't notice until like I sent you a message on Instagram, like on Facebook or something like that. Like, holy shit, this character just got announced, and you're like, yeah, that happened 2 days ago. I don't. I think maybe was it Jade? Yeah, I think it was Jade. I think it was Jade actually. So I mean, I think that's kind of they kind of fucked up a little. Not maybe not necessarily in Jade's case, but like certain characters like Kano and stuff. They just kind of it came out without them really giving them enough shine. So I think that kind of sucks. But at the same time, I mean, I'm okay with it. I guess it's like if I had to nitpick, that'd probably be it.
Yeah.
All right, my question is,
Okay.
if what do you think is who do you think is gonna be your wild card MK11 main?
Hmm. I think Jackie, honestly, because
Whew.
I want to try her, but another thing, I want to try her, but it's like at the same time, I really, it's one of those characters like you want to try them, but you have no intention on really doing it. And her gameplay does look good, but I just haven't really focused in on her. We have so much stuff has happened. It's like I'm okay with not at the same time.
Yeah, fair play. I think this is gonna be a game where, unlike MKX, I think that this game is gonna really show what a lot of these characters are made of and what type of possibilities they actually have. So I'm more than willing to give each and every single one of these characters, a fair chance and see what they can come up with for them. Whether it's Jackie, whether it's Devoro, etc. Yep.
Okay.
And moving on to your last
And
question.
last question now. Okay.
Mine's stupid. I'm just gonna put that out there. Mine's very stupid. But I think it's an age-old question that we've all been wondering. So I'm just gonna tease it real fast.
Alright. So I'm gonna ask this one then. Who would have won? We have a lot. We have a lot of storylines that just aren't getting picked up right now because of the whole time thing. So, and one of the biggest ones were Our World's Mortal Kombat tournament. Who do you think would have won that? Mind you, you have Kodo Khan, Tanya, Rain, Reptile, Aaron Black, Boraicho, and I don't want to just stop right there. Ermac as well, okay? And then you have Sonya, Cassie, Johnny, Raiden, um, Takeda, Kung Jin, Scorpion, Sub-Zero.
So
So
you're
who would have won
saying,
that tournament?
okay. Um, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and go with in my opinion, obvious answer, and that's Raiden. I think that Raiden, it's just, he's a god basically. He's the protector of Earth realm, so he's a god against men.
But he can't fight though. He can't fight in the tournament. He's just like the captain pretty much.
Okay, so you mean like okay, with him not techno force not being like in the okay, yeah, so he can't technically participate. Huh, that's a good one. I might kind of go with Ermac. If it's true that he has the soul of Shao Kahn, then I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be the favorite to win that. Oh, either him or Scorpion, because he is in in certain in Deception he is the champion of the Elder Gods. So I think those are probably my two choices. I would go ahead, but for the sake of being different, I'll go with and say Ermac.
Nice.
I think
All right. So
that's a
what's your
pretty fair
final
one.
question?
Okay, my last one is just this typical bullshit that I think that we've kind of all thought once or twice over the 25 years that this great series has been around, or 26 years now. This great series has been around. Who would you marry, fuck, or kill between Kitana, Jade, and Sonya?
Okay. Well, I think one's obvious already. Mary Katana as well. She owns the
So,
whole round.
yeah, fuck it, that's the easy shit, right?
Yeah. Like it's the equivalent of the same question, but with Destiny's Child. You marry Beyonce 'cause she has the most money.
That's a fair point, dude. I never thought about it that way,
Um,
but fair point.
hmm. You go to a person who you know you can actually have a life with and not have to worry about shit.
It's true.
Mm, I think it's pretty up. I think from it, without worrying about getting divorced as well in the same breath. I want to have to say kill Jade. Unless they're into that, I don't know. No, because even do fucking someone can give you get someone pregnant, like, oh, that's gonna be a fun dynamic. But hey, you also are rebuilding a race too, so that works out.
Yeah.
Kill Sonya because I don't want to deal with the baby mama drama because
With the
we saw how
con,
she is as a mother.
yeah, with the cuntiness, yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
So you have you made the right choices, my friend. You made the right choices. So I mean, I guess that's
And that's our
yeah,
episode. That's our
that's
show
it.
today.
This I like this one. This was very different than what we usually do, and it was a lot more just just flowing,
It
and in the
took just
sense
as
that,
long as always, though.
well, I mean, that's just how we are, though. Like it's still one of our podcasts. Like whether we're talking about games that already come out, games that are going to come out, or we're talking about just random topics that come to our minds. We're just going to be ramblers
Yeah.
that have a lot to say, a lot to say. So I mean, if you love it or enjoy it, this is the one realm. That's what it is.
But we should do this more often, though.
I definitely think so. Once the game comes out, I think that we can give ourselves like a week or two to really kind of get our teeth into it, and then we can have 11
Hmm.
questions for about regarding MK11. I think that's probably a pretty interesting one.
I mean, we'll be talking
Let's
through
see.
the game period anyway, so we might as well just figure something out.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure,
we'll figure something out.
for sure, for sure. So if you guys enjoyed this podcast, definitely let us know. Let us know in the comments and hit the like button and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the stuff. All the links are gonna be in the description down below. And definitely let us know if there's any of the topics that you would like us to cover, and anything that we didn't get to in this podcast or any of the other episodes. Definitely let us know. We'll be more than happy to either do a whole episode about it or actually just talk to you in the comments, so we can, if it's something that's a minor thing and not necessarily something that's that's worthy of a whole episode. So thank you so much for listening, guys, and we'll definitely see you in the next episode.
Peace.
See you guys.